Good morning, Janice.
Morning, Anthony.
Today we're going to talk about professional successor executors for solo agers. So many of our solo ager clients ask if I'll serve as their successor, not primary executor. And the short answer is yes. But what we'll talk about today is why solo agers are often asking for a successor executor. Okay. So one of the issues is that they may not be solo agers at the moment, but rather they're planning for when they will potentially or eventually be a solo ager. Yeah. So it's smart. It's just planning 2 steps ahead. A couple of scenarios would include, so they're married with no kids, but what if their spouse dies first, right? And then they will be solo on their own. Or situations along those lines, and we'll jump into those right now. Okay. All right, so let's do that one first. Married with no kids. So we had Mrs. M call us, where she and her husband both named each other's as executors in their will. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, pretty common.
Yeah. But one of them is gonna pass away first. So if Mrs. M were to pass away first, her husband named his brother as his successor executor, which is great for him, or which is what he wanted in that scenario. However, Mrs. M doesn't really have her own siblings or her own close family members, and she's just not comfortable naming her brother-in-law as her executor for her estate if she's the one who survives. So she's just, she's not her thing. So yeah, that's why she's looking for someone. It's pretty straightforward. She wanted somebody that it was of her choosing, and she reached out to us, and we're happy to work with her.
Yeah. Like you said, in the solo ager, she didn't have another option, right?
The other scenario is a little bit more complicated, but it covers some issues that make sense here, where no spouse but a girlfriend and no kids, and also wants to disinherit some family members. So that adds some layers to why somebody might be seeking out a professional. So Mr. C, he named his girlfriend as his executor since she would be inheriting everything anyway. So it kind of makes sense. It's all aligned.
Sure. Yeah.
He's also disinheriting his nieces and nephews, so who are his next of kin or closest relations. So even if his girlfriend predeceases him, meaning she's not there to inherit everything will go to charity anyway. It's not going to family. For reasons we won't discuss here.
Right.
So if his girlfriend predeceases him, he needs somebody to step in and handle everything. And that's more typical, have a professional executor handle everything since there's no one else, period.
Oh, geez. And especially since you're talking about disinheriting family members too, a professional executor that doesn't have to sit at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Definitely a good idea.
Absolutely. And that actually applies, that same logic sort of applies to even if his girlfriend survives him. They talked about it, and she may not necessarily want to accept the role of executor if part of that role is engaging in a court battle, and sort of a messy will contest, because the heirs might say, hey, we're not happy about this, we're going to contest. And she might, she hasn't decided yet. She might rather just sort of sit back, let us handle it, and sort of get her check at the end, right? Get her inheritance check at the end. Right?
Keep her out of all that messy stuff. Yes.
So the way Mr. C has it set up, his girlfriend has the option of accepting her role as executorship if she reads the situation and is fine with it. But she also has the option to decline that role. And since we're named as executor, we'll sort of automatically step up or go up the depth chart and step in and take care of it for her.
Exactly. Yep.
So that's it. We get these calls from time to time asking for successor executorship. Happy to do it. And that's what we have today.
Great. If you want to learn more, especially those solo agers, Anthony's book, The Solo Ager Estate Plan, should be a link in the comments to get your free copy.
Cool. That's it for this one today. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Janice, as always. Talk soon.
Talk soon.